Hopefully we've got that now. I'm just gonna bring this up.
So
Oh,
Guillermo now in the traverse, trying to find his way out to the left.
So he was on. I think that's big splits move from him. I'm not sure if that's his previous score.
Oh, feet
wow.
higher than the hands. That's
So
something
much
new we
flexibility.
see here. Not sure if this is a dead end. Reaching out with his hands to the feet. Can he get off the feet without falling off? Wow!
Well, I don't know if that was
okay,
or not.
that
I
was
think he
the
found
first
himself
one
to a bit of a dead end with
so,
that one.
so far.
It's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I reckon it felt really good
I
at
just
the
thought
time,
it'd be
and then you
nice
realise you have
to
move left. And
do a little bit of a watch
I think
party
it could have worked if we
from
would
this.
have
This
had
is like the
foot at the outside.
IFCS. This is the International
Not the
Federation of Sport Climbing.
And Ion
This
leaves
is
the
their,
stage there. Has Romania come off? We'll have to wait and see.
This is their live feed, and you can watch it and have their narration, or you're more than welcome to stand around here and let's turn this one off. Sorry, I've got my other computer on. Just turning it off. Then I can go to my 3 and hopefully bring. There we go.
We are watching Lynn Poston underway.
Still to see if she can match the current high point of 50 plus.
She won that gold in Salt Lake City. It was impressive from her. So can she repeat it again here?
Very, very fast climbing style.
Yeah, I was about to say, look at the rapidness of the.
Yeah, so I think because these people have various forms of disability, it's hopefully we get told. So this is like USA. They can be partially sighted, like the guy on the.
Different in visual impairment, but no possibility to measure it actually. So that's what explains why there might be very different speeds for different athletes. It not necessarily has something to do with experience, knowledge, whatever. It can be just a visually processing capability, which has very different.
Kazihiro underway on the left-hand side. Lynn Poston speeding her way up through on the right-hand side. We're getting towards the end of the B categories here, and then we'll move on to our final set of categories. And Jamie is back waiting. He's going to join us after this category. Give Sebastian a break. Sebastian, who has done a double shift here. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I love the fact that whenever I say to you, go and enjoy the competition, you just stay behind me, organising my papers in the commentary box, which is just amazing. So,
Also a form of enjoying the competition, right?
I hope you, as long as you are enjoying the competition.
I do. But afterwards plans to switch the place.
Okay.
And be on the other stage.
Yes, you should go out there.
Yes, but then I will join the venue MC.
Oh, I see. Oh, yes, you have that job as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Also being around a bit, helping there with the paperwork because they're doing the medal ceremony, by the way.
Oh, yeah, that's a challenge.
And there it's all about the right speed, having the right information at the right time. You're also having a big challenge to get things sorted.
It's doing pretty well. It's got 670 people watching. It's pretty amazing for sport climbing. I always, not so much the para climbing, but certainly elite sport climbing. It's just a series of usually horribly underweight people getting to the different points on the same route. So it's not the most enjoyable thing, but I think watching people that aren't necessarily as lucky as us So yeah,
This is good climb. What is, by the way, hanging off the? Oh, that's the radio. Ah, so that is not going to be helping balance here. So that's the communication device hanging off the back of her
yeah.
harness.
So he's talking about this thing just here. Yeah, so these are the blind people. So what they'll do is they'll have somebody on the ground telling them where the next hole is because they're partially sighted. If you really want to kind of see how extreme this can get, there's like blind climb and blind climb 2. The first one, I think, I forgot the name of the guy, British guy, climbs the Old Man Ahoy blind, which, like one pitch, it goes straight up a crack. You can't really get lost, but you can get lost getting to the crack. But then there's a pitch on it where even when you're fully sighted, like you go around the corner, you're totally out of sight of other people.
Wow.
And so, yeah, you just kind of, you wonder whether,
No, this is. I mean, this just shows her state of mind. Calm and collected out there from her.
yeah,
Keeping going with the left foot up, pushing this over it. Nasty slope this in the sun.
So we see if we can grab Lynn and get a comment on that and how she felt in that position.
Well, if she wins, yes. If no, I think she might be quite
I best
happy.
turn that off because otherwise there'd be horrible feedback.
No, true.
Um,
So when
yeah,
B
sorry, I'm going to take out their talking.
There we go, 51. That's been upgraded, so it is a gold medal for her.
Yes, I just want to say we haven't seen anyone up in that part of the route yet. So Lynn, just show us how it works up there.
Big stretch right.
Wow, still on it. She doesn't know really that. And Katlu is trying to get the foothold with her. Yes! What a precision. Now bumping up with her right, sorting the feet. Come on, Lynn. You can do it. Matching this tiny crimp around the edge of that volume. Chalking up again. Hopefully getting not distracted by the Bluetooth device hanging in their chalk bag.
Yeah, she did so well to deal with that. She's got the gold medal, and I think she is about to top up this route.
Now, in the shade, you see the top hole there. And that's it!
Our first top as well, I think, of the afternoon. Fantastic stuff.
What
from Lynn
a
Boston.
performance!
She is done unbelievable, and she comes down and celebrates there. Sebastian is already, by the way, moving his seat, trying to possibly go and find her. Yeah, exactly. Great mind, Sebastian. Right, you go do that. Maybe give her a moment to recover, and then we can go and see her. All right. So Lynn might come and join us in a couple of minutes, but we still have the next category of athletes to come.
Yeah, that was pretty incredible. Sounds like that
So trying to get Jamie Brown back.
woman, the American, just won it. Yeah, so each hold is, it starts from the top and you'll get like a maximum number of points, and then I think they take a point off all the way down. And so it's a combination of, you have a certain time limit, I think, to get to the top of these things, and then you have like your high point as well. And this male one, this like pretty thrutchy through here, steep, jugs, holds bigger than a person. Like, yeah, this is one of the things that climbing's done a lot recently. It's a lot of these big sort of voluminous holds that are sort of like, they're brilliant to climb on, not so great for setting up, just because unless you're setting off, like a lot of these places will set off like a mechanical tower. So but whenever I used to set routes, it always used to be you drag them up yourself. So yeah, I don't know who this guy is climbing at the moment, but he seems to be doing okay. Oh. Bosh, let's see if I can get. There we go. I'm just trying to open up a browser so I can. So maybe it crashed. Maybe it crashed. Oh, it looks beautiful out there, doesn't it?
But the part where I'm coming out of it and I'm going to the big lean right, and I was trying to find where that was, and I didn't know where it was, so I just kept trying to go to it, miss, come back, go to it again. I was a bit panicked because I'm like, where the heck is it? I can't hear my caller that well. Like, I can hear fragments, but not sentences. So I'm trying to figure this out, and I'm like, where do I do? So I just had to keep trying until I found it.
What a story. Look, Lynn, thank you so much. We're going to return to the climbing action right now, but what a gold medal. Cannot wait to see you in Seoul. Congratulations again.
Nice, thank you.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
so that was
Right,
the
well,
American
we've
Lynn
covered this springing
just
athletes
talking about
and really
that
good
move
to
out
see.
right,
And then our final climber on men's
which,
speed
yeah,
3.
you would be
And
pretty
that is
excited
Florin
moving
underway
out right,
from
I
Romanian
would say.
athlete number 2. And Sebastian with us for one last climb before we lose him to the live MC.
Yes, so Jamie just brought our interview partner back to the side guide. And now we've got Jamie who's going to take over the co-commentator position, so always a pleasure to...
Stick with us for one last climber.
Okay.
Let's go to the end of this category and then we'll say goodbye to you.
Oh, yes.
Right, so Cosmin needs 41 plus to take provisional gold here. Obviously guaranteed a bronze medal.
Cosmin Florin, also Team Romania, super strong. Our Romanian coach is working together day by day with visually impaired, and he uses climbing for therapeutical use.
Okay.
and that's why they have a really strong visually impaired climbing community in Romania. And that's what you see here, the result of constant work and engagement. And yeah, Cosmin Florin is also one of the very, very, very secure candidates for podium, top position. So qualified best in the qualification round yesterday.
Yeah, now he's having to work though. Gets that right foot on. He must be approaching the high point here. Creeps that right hand up.
Yeah, you got to think when he was trying to get his foot up high there,
That's how close
he was basically somebody below saying, "No, get your foot up. It's closer, and it's to me, to you." All whilst he's trying to, do a route that looks, solid sevens. Solid sevens. It just keeps going on. I don't know what grades these climbs actually are, but I don't think it's. You just got to think, could you do that? And you've got two eyes that work, and this guy has not.
You got to cross all the way, kind of commit to the lean and the drop in with the left hand.
Maybe try start. What, you can do it statically?
Outrageous.
Wow.
Well, that is our gold medalist, and what a move that was. That lock-off power to be able to hold the
second
right.
top.
Oh. Right, Sebastian, I know you got to go do your second job of the afternoon, but thank you so much for joining me here today, my friend.
You're welcome.
And we'll see you in Seoul, I hope. Yes? No?
It depends. I don't know yet. We don't know yet from the whole nomination. Decisions have not been made yet. We will learn about it in the next few weeks.
Okay.
Because due to the new sport class setup for the Paralympics, all of the nomination system changed. It's different in each country, and at the moment, I don't know anything.
Okay.
So, fingers crossed. I did my best, and I hope it's enough to be there once again.
Hopefully we can. Fingers crossed, and I'll see you later on, Sebastian.
Yeah, so as you can see, like, this climbing wall is quite the place in Innsbruck. I think I've known a couple of people that compete out there over the years. Often, I think it's as beautiful as it looks. This is the women's B1 lead final. Oh, there's 3 people. German, Austrian, and American. Let's see how this goes.
Before the world watches, before the legends step into the spotlight, power is building. Precision is forming.
Commentary box, Jamie, you've been watching for a while. You've joined me here before.
Yes.
Talk to me about your run earlier on this afternoon.
Yeah, hi. Welcome, everyone. Very cool that I can be here. Thank you.
No, it's lovely. I'm going to make that mic a little closer to your face.
Okay.
There we go. That's a bit better.
How was my run? Well, I ended up fourth.
Mhm.
Usually I go for medals. Actually, it was the first time that I didn't make a medal. But I cannot complain because I've been injured for the last 2 months. And I think I had like my first climbing session again 2 weeks ago. So being completely unfit and still ending fourth, yeah, I think I can be satisfied. I was just super pumped. It was just like was just done. I was there making that move, like I can try, but I would just not hold it.
I like that way of describing it.
Yeah.
So in terms of your training, are you going to be now building up for world champs? Is that your goal?
Yes, 100%. I besides me being injured, I also had to get reclassified again.
Okay.
And that's always tricky in my situation because I'm in RP3. So if you don't have enough points for RP3, then you're sort of
are you
out.
going to be now
Well,
building up?
and
Explain
world
this, because to
champs?
me,
Yeah,
this was always something I struggled to get my head around. Because how can you be classified as one thing and then it changes? So does your impairment sort of alter over time?
Yes, it could. Not necessarily my impairment. My impairment will be the same, but for some athletes it will change over time. But at the same time, also the rules change a little bit. They I think the IFSC is still in the process of refining the whole classification system. So some rules changed, and some rules might have applied to me. So it was just, well, you never know. You never know. It's always scary.
So the rules can change to reclassify athletes depending on
Yes.
a variety of things,
Yes,
not
yes.
just your own personal
No,
impairment.
both.
Okay.
Like some people can get better or worse, and they go up or down a category. Only if you're in RP3
Yeah, so it looks like they're just presenting the medals. Man, there's a right hodgepodge of different, or is this like the next lineup? So we've had like the B. So I think they're introducing. Let's go back and listen.
whatever. So yeah, but still there are rules, and yeah, I don't know. The classifiers do their best, and I think they do a good job. And the good news for me is that I can compete another 2 years.
Exactly, and we will look forward to seeing you on that leaderboard. AU categories and AL categories. Can you give us a little bit of a lowdown about what they involve?
Yeah, the AU is amputation upper, so that means arms. Actually, an AU3, when people get into AU3, they have at least a wrist. And with AU2, they don't have a wrist. I think that's just the clearest way to describe them. And AL is amputation leg. So, and then there's two. AL2 is people with one leg. They can use a prosthetic or they don't. And AL1 are usually people that are wheelchair bound, who can sort of move their legs a bit or not at all, but they have so much muscle impairment, is that the right way of saying it? That they can, if they can use their legs, they can barely stand. So.
Well, thank you for that. Well, watching some big names here being introduced. I sort of feel like the heavy hitters of the paraclimbing world are now on stage.
Some impressive climbers here.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been climbing outside with a couple. With Kevin, for example. He's really strong.
You're part of Team Norway.
No, Netherlands.
So Netherlands.
Yes.
Netherlands not known for its outdoor climbing.
No, we're not. Well, we had Jor Verhoeven.
Well, that's true, but he does live in Spain.
No, here he lives in Innsbruck.
Well, a bit of both, I think.
Yeah, not true. We have. I sometimes make the joke that like this annoying rock you sit on to get your shoes on when you're climbing.
Yes.
We don't even have that.
Very flat country, but great for gyms. Fantastic gym network.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, you've been there, right?
Many times, yeah. I did a competition at the beginning of the season there.
Yeah, so they're just rabbiting on about the climbing in the Netherlands. There was a really funny story. So I did some stuff with the international climbing meet, which I think has just happened here. Actually, we had like the BMC sort of North Wales international meet, but people that climb who are Dutch are pretty much banned from climbing in Belgium or something like years ago, or like there's just so many of them have to come to Belgium to climb because obviously there's like barely anything the size of higher than a brick or a house. So yeah, then they've just described a little bit about, you get a lower limb amputation, upper limb amputation, and then different levels of severity. So I think AU3 is the most severe. So these are going to be the most severely disabled of these. Let's bring them back up again. See what they've got to say.
Didn't have to because of the heat.
I'm glad common sense prevailed on that one.
Yeah, and also it's like, okay, I can change my pants, but there are people that are impaired enough that it's kind of a challenge. So, yeah.
Well, I'm glad that was changed. Right, well, the athletes have come through and past us, which means we are minutes away from getting started. Angelina Zeller just rolls past looking very confident. And it's going to be an interesting one as we look at the starting lists. Here's the men AU3 category. We're going to be swapping out Jamie about halfway through this one and then bringing in someone else for the last part of this competition.
Very bizarre. 2 seconds. I will mute that out. Yeah, I've just been like trying to. I forgot I am meant to. You know, I'm meant to kind of look at these things while you're doing and find out if there's anybody there.
Top qualifier in men's AL2 categories, some big names in there.
Sadly,
that's going to be a
for
very
some
hard forward.
reason,
Frederick
oh,
Nace in
That is
second.
cool, huh? How good he is doing.
Yeah.
I know Fraser pretty well. He's Belgium, so we speak the same language. And sometimes we meet up. Actually, we went to the Olympics together.
Bam, 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 bam.
Oh, no, I didn't know you.
Dun,
I
dun,
remember you
dun,
seeing
dun,
videos of you
dun,
climbing
dun, dun.
Paris.
Yeah, so
he's doing really well.
I'd actually been.
He told me his training secret.
I always forget something. I thought I had clicked the Go Live on the Book of Faces, but I had not.
Do it anyway, yeah.
Yeah, come on. It's only Frey. And he just does 40 moves on 20 degrees, then put us to 25,
Let me
does
just
40 moves again.
reply to this
30, do
message
30
here.
moves then. Yeah, this
I
guy,
am good.
you know, he has so much
Leaving the
endurance.
party, but you're probably.
already. And he's making that even more a strong point of him.
Oh,
And he's got
let's
his own kilter board.
try
just like
and.
where he
Oh,
lives.
right, I was about to say, I want,
Yeah.
but like that would be a step up in the training game. That
Well, if I can make a little,
Remove this. So we're just looking at the crowd, the families of those. Yeah, I think this is, definitely seem to have picked up from, years ago climbing competitions. There are a lot more, you get a lot more people going to them. This isn't even like the main event. This isn't like Alamondra and people like that just smashing out some. Stuff. This is, just they aren't run. They are like just normal people, but they are achieving amazing things. So again, unlike the main comps, they kind of partly on top rope, but they have to have that lower top rope because it's so high that if they're, it's this overhanging. If they're down here and they fall off, they'd just swing, and if it was like to there, they would swing into the ground from quite high up. So they kind of have like a midway. Yeah. So this is the AUAL, amputee upper, amputee lower, and there's different grades of that. So we're going to see people hugging holds like you wouldn't believe. Okay. I don't know who this is, so let's just bring up there.
Sorry,
I was on route 3.
So tell us about Route 3 as he goes here. So starting off, not too bad, or is it?
No, not too bad. The holds are fine. They were like the footholds were a bit odd, but the handholds were fine. And after a while, it got this part. I really loved this. I was always hoping for them to make a mental on route 1. But back to my route. I think it was okay. The middle section was a bit more burly, and then it got crimpy again.
Yes. Okay. So.
So you just have to be careful there. Where I know his name, but
Oh,
Sorry, we've got.
sorry, I have to remember that you're probably getting feedback from their talk through my microphone. I'm so bad at remembering to turn it off.
Start where the wide volume is. You sort of have to catch one move and then do some burly moves.
And there is a tricky boulder problem up high as well. In the
Yeah,
middle.
that's where I fall.
Yeah.
I was just
Apparently, I talked to setters about that. We're talking about the 4 yellow volumes just above the EP logo on a wall. Apparently, you can do that as a paddle move. That was kind of intended, which is pushing things, eh?
Well, yeah. Actually, I would have. For me, it felt like a very classical route. It was technical, but I was hoping for a lache or like a weird mental, like Route 1 that AU
Yeah, the
Three are
skywalk
climbing
we're calling
now.
it. You
Oh,
walk
I
down
have to
the
say
side.
that
So cool. I want
these guys
that.
are weapons, aren't they? Take that right down. It's got to hurt so much trying to get, your little stub. Like the guy on the left. Yeah, this guy in the black going up there, black and green holds. I've only ever once had to resort to kind of like climbing on this bit of my arm. What's the route at Mothercare is not in a space. Rock Idol. It's so steep but so juggy. By the top, I literally couldn't hang on. I was having to like loop my hands through these jugs to there and then try and pull up on them. And oh my god, it hurt like crazy. But yeah, these guys are pretty amazing. When you don't know how he's going to deal with this sloper, let's have a look. Hopefully, they keep an eye on this guy. Oh, one's off, the other's off. It means we're going to keep an eye on this guy. Right, yeah. So he's got to hold that sloper, but it's, he's just using friction on finger tape. Oh my god, this is insane. Come on. Yeah. And he's just pushed down off the thing. Oh, yeah. Just unable to hold that. But amazing little like hand swap to get him to the thing. Let's see what they say.
I got more appreciation for their style of climbing because they have to like route differently.
Yeah.
And after you've experienced it yourself, you appreciate their climbing more, if that makes sense.
Yes.
It's actually really fun to try. It's really fun to try.
All right. Well, it's interesting.
They
stuff,
sort of have
isn't
to like, they go for a hold, then they match it. They go for a hold and they match it. But depending on where the footholds are, they can or they can't find a position. It makes it really, really interesting.
All right, so our next two, Oriane on the left-hand side from France.
She's relatively new. I've never seen her before. I saw her yesterday, but maybe.
Yeah, we are having lots of new paraclimbers come through.
Man,
the
how
Olympics,
many
of
were
course. Yeah. There's 200 athletes plus registered for this event.
Crazy.
Unreal, hey?
That's pretty incredible. 200 people registered for this international event. That means that there's over 200 people that have managed to qualify for this. And we're getting them from all countries now. We've got this guy from Brazil. Obviously, most of the European countries are covered. Yeah, it's pretty inspiring. You just can't go on, can't appreciate just how hard this is. I've seen people who've broken their legs trying to climb when they can't use a leg. I used to climb with a guy who had got like his ankle fused. He wasn't a paraclimber, he was just a climber that had crashed a car and had to have his ankle fused. And so watching him climb was always interesting because they have to do moves in a totally different way to what a normal climber would. It's very rare. Like what they're saying is, they get a hold, they match it, or in that case, it reaches through, matches it, and goes up again, matches it, goes up again. This is wild. Oh man, that guy was having it. So good. Just bring in a little bit of the volume so we've got a bit of atmosphere in the background.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Yeah, there we go. If you actually just want their much more in depth, you know, it's on YouTube. Just search Paraclimbing Finals Innsbruck 2025. It's currently live. You don't have to watch it here. I wouldn't advise it anyway. What do I know? What do I know about climbing? What do I know about climbing?
So the categories on the outside are AU3 categories, so they're just for me, they are missing fingers, and AU2 is missing like the whole hand everywhere. So you can tell. And sometimes I think for AU3, you must.
Amazing deals for next winter are here. Passes for the 2025-2026 season at Valsini are now on sale. Don't miss out.
Obviously without fingers in climbing. Very, very challenging stuff from our athletes. And a different kind of power needed to deal with that.
One of my friends, Moore, who's not here, he actually told me that jugs are a problem for him. He's missing his fingers.
Because you can't wrap.
He's missing all his fingers.
He lost that in a
to the
mountaineering act.
Yeah, exactly. And he says like small crimps feel like jugs to him. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really funny.
That's so
Not
interesting.
funny, it's interesting. Yeah.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking at from France here, we're looking at Oriane on the left-hand side, who's making her way through the traverse, and then we're seeing Bruno just about. Oh, yeah, that next section, very, very hard for everyone so far. Jamie, someone next to me who knows?
Yeah, it was all right, but you're just too tired.
Yeah, that pump burning through this wall is very steep here in Innsbruck.
She's getting pumped too. Looking for a stable position.
Yeah, so we're just stuck with Ori. Oh, and they all fall off fairly successfully at the same time. They're all synchronized lobbing. Let's go back to some listening. I don't know what this guy's called basically, so just thought we'd go back to listening.
Let's see, like what the technique is, like going for a hold, matching it, going for the next hold.
You can learn a lot.
Yeah, and where we have right and left-handed hand holds, it's like all right and a half hand for them.
Right, Brian then has a pause in the middle. High right foot, a moment to breathe, suspended above our audience.
Oh, good shot. And I'm so surprised with what they can hold sometimes. With the stump.
Yeah, it is amazing. And I've watched them on sort of kilter boards or various training boards, and you know the power is unbelievable. On the far right, we have Bentz underway for Hungary. You can see the red of Hungary there. One to come after him, Mason will be up next. And then on the far left-hand side, Rosalie, the final athlete out, Rosalie Shelbert, who must be the favourite here, I think. Rocking up. This is the mantle move you were talking about, the cool mantle to the skywalk move.
I just like it when you walk out.
Yeah, so he's talking about this woman over here. She's just kind of come up onto this massive ledge.
I think you've got to feel that tingle of
Oh, she's going to traverse out. Yeah, just incredible, these people.
Well, Brian did one of those boosty moves in the middle and now holds the right arm nice and straight.
Super motivational. You know, if you're stuck at home on the couch wondering, oh, I'm not fit enough to do this, you know, you don't have to be that fit to go, oh my God, that guy just jumped through his did a stump jump. This guy here, he dynoed for this. Oh my god, that just actually makes me want to retch. Onto a sloper, if you slip off it, it's just gonna like trash your arm. It's like the ultimate grit rash.
Oh, big cut loose from Bence there. Brings the feet back.
And some weird like fin clamping on the left over here. It's like clamping these with the feet. Let's bring up their chatty.
Yeah, it's all go, isn't it? Look at Brian as well, approaching what would be called a head wall on a normal wall. This wall in Innsbruck, a bit different, but he can't quite hold on.
Yeah, that looked just a bit too far. But that's the thing, you know, sometimes when people, their foot slips or something, it's like, oh, only my foot slipped. Yeah, your foot slipped because you were tired.
Yes.
Sometimes you think, oh, this move is far. Well, where you're missing a hand, sometimes it really is. But
no, I think you're
you just
right.
Can't reach it because you're tired, you know, you just have to be honest.
I think you know when it's a true dry fire or a true slip, you're like, if not. But having said
I'm
this,
not saying anything about Brian here. Okay?
well, don't get me
Not
wrong, this is
taking
an
anything
excuse
away
I use pretty much every time I go climbing. You know, it's always the walls fault.
Oh,
not
yeah,
my
I
fault.
used them before I started climbing.
We've got to have a list of them.
Yeah.
Bence has dealt with that foot slip though, and he's up towards the crux now. Rosalie.
Cool to see Hungary, by the way. That's the
Yeah,
first
it is
time I
good.
see Hungary.
I was trying to think last time I saw a Hungarian athlete, especially in para. Right, big move required from him though. Gets it with the right hand and kicks the right foot to a volume.
Yeah, this is really far to the left.
And Rosalie stretching up. She's squatting on that right leg. Little bit of adjustment needed here. Brings the left hand over. Hard to know where to look, left or right here. Action on all quarters.
Yeah, these guys are going for it. Yeah, both of these athletes. Oh, big move out to some powerful undercut move, and the gal on the left is like walking away to glory. Guy on the right's peeled. Come on. Come on. Unlucky. Let's listen to them again.
Is Kevin, right? So you were saying the difference in styles will be interesting.
Yes.
So Kevin old school,
Yes.
Brian new school.
Very secure, you know, like an outdoor climber. He leads and he climbs, and he is. I think I can tell this story. He has a twin brother, and yeah, he came out with one hand, and his brother didn't. But because he just wanted to keep up with his brother, he just tried just as hard. And they started climbing together during a vacation or something, if I remember correctly. And then they went outside climbing in the Frankenjura, so they really got this sort of outdoorsy, controlled style of climbing.
Yeah,
and you can tell, you know.
Yeah, you can. The way he locks everything off as well.
Exactly. Like everything is secure.
And it's going to work up until the crux, and then he might need to cut loose a little.
Yeah, so this is interesting. They're talking about, styles of climbing, and this guy is like old school. He actually climbs outside, so he's a lot more, slow and controlled. And it's interesting in that, when you're inside, it's a much more physical thing. And often what we do is try and get to the top. And, it's like you're against the clock, dun, 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 dun. It's like countdown, dun, as your arms explode and you come off the wall. So this guy is a lot slower. There's a nice little backstory. He just got a man alive. Oh yeah. So this is one of the crux moves. I think the guy on the left, where he's got to go up, and we've got this last now starting. Here we go. Yeah, so he's done this. Yeah, one of the guys earlier really struggled with this move to. He's already seems to have. Oh, just yeah. If you ever come off a sloper and it's ground your skin down, you know that your fingertips are a little bit struck. Oh, guy on the right's whipped. Oh, middle guy was super strong actually. Fair play to him. Fair play to him.
That's going to be a gold medal for
Fair
Brian.
play to him.
I wonder, Jamie, if I could be cheeky.
Yeah, so this is the women's. I don't know whether it's which A it is. AU 1, 2, or 3 for women's. It does look like you should just be able to stand on that ledge. It obviously slopes the wrong way and is, it's not quite enough to get in there. People like me, because we're like old school, I'd have sat down on that and got me a drink sent up. But it's also, these little fins look. You can't imagine how hard this is. Like, it's just like, if I get a hold like this and I can get a thumb engaged down here and I can pinch it, I can actually, as soon as I can get my thumb involved, I can latch something really hard. But yeah, not having any digits on one hand has got to make this phenomenally difficult. I think I think they're coming off here, and whether it's coming out of the dark, all is forgiven. Come on. It's a tension move. Come on. It must. You can't just only having one hand. Like you and me would have got both hands on that next hold and just kicked out from there. But because she she only had this hand to grip with, she wasn't going to be able to do anything with this hand. She was trying to push off the other hold. So yeah. Oh, nasty. So we've got Ivan Pascual. I was looking at the people on this right hand group and thinking to myself, their arms aren't that injured, and I maybe have been looking at the wrong limb. I think this might be the lower limb because this guy is has only got the one leg. I remember being on the international meeting. I got teamed up with two Czech guys, and the idea was there was a couple of us that were hosting, and I was belaying the Czech guide for the guy who was from the Czech Republic who happened to be blind, who was seconding, and the idea was I would be on the rope next to him, telling him which way to go. Now, when you're looking down and you kind of turn out, and I'm like, it's over to the right. But I've turned round, and so I was basically, all he understood was up, down, left, and right in English. And I, despite me trying my best to direct him in completely the wrong direction, he still actually overtook me because I was trying to climb off the line. So he was kind of climbing this classic VS, and I was like teetering around on some holds next to him. And next thing it's like, he's left me for dead. He's left me for dead. Right, let's go back to them for a little bit.
Away first finals. I think she's only the second ever Swedish paraclimber, first to make a finals, I believe. I gave her some liquid chalk before the finals because she didn't have any, and in this heat, you kind of need it.
Oh, sorry, we've got a big fall over on the right-hand side. That's Ivan down and out. Yeah, I mean, look, we can see that wall is in the shade. Although the sting has gone out of the sun a little bit, as it's still warm out there, isn't it? So liquid chalk will be used. And Liv is fighting her way up onto this ledge.
That looks so fun.
Yeah, it's
such cool route setting here.
It's good, isn't it? Yeah, Maragda and the team behind that. Thank you, guys. And then in the middle here, Masako underneath. You can see the left leg impairment here. Big stretch up, kick with that right leg. Liv is into the chimney section. This looks fun as well, this section.
It looks so cool. I'm so gutted that I didn't quite make it.
How close were you to
I was one spot out.
No. That's the worst place to be in, isn't
Yep.
it?
It's my curse.
Yeah.
3 comps in a row.
No worry. Yeah, but that just means you're going to smash it for the world champs. You know, you've done
Hopefully.
all of this now. It's gone.
Hopefully I'll peak at the right time.
Yeah, absolutely. I guarantee it.
Sounds a shame for that person that's in the commentary box. It didn't quite, yeah. So this person's climbing a lot better. It's a chimney, so they've back and footed it. So they've, rather than try and guppy it.
Okay, well, up and past the chimney into the red volumes now. Searching for the right foot.
Yeah, really, really strong. Let's see how this seems to be coming out of here. Seems to be a ripe palaver with, you know, with the limitations these guys have got. Oh yeah, go on. Yeah, so she managed to get both hands on that next hold and then get a foot out. The other person had a left hand on the hold before, but it doesn't look like it's helping her much. That rope just looks like it's a pain in the backside because it's going both ways, and yeah, such a shame. But yeah, really beefy effort there. That's a good one. So we're on to lower leg people, so this is going to be a slightly different one. Let's listen to their blah blah.
I don't think I am, actually. Alright, so crossing in underneath Ethan. Steady so far. Good work from him. Pogoing up. Ooh, but drops back down. Saves it on the crimp. I think that left hand just not as good as he wanted it to be there. And it can be unsettling, that, can't it? When you go up for a move you think is going to be okay, and then it isn't as good as you hope it will be.
Yeah.
Sort of throw you for a moment. Right, so Ethan shakes out that left hand, brings the right foot up. And then underway on the far left of your screen, Isabel from the USA is climbing now. There she makes her way through. And then from Italy, Fima, and then we lose Ethan there, dropping out. I saw the shadow go.
Yeah, this looks like they're obviously just using one of the old. I think this was like the route in one of the men's blind things. So yeah, this is another. I guess it can often be, I guess, a personal thing for these people that have only got one leg. Like this woman has decided to go with just the one, one foot. The other guy had his prosthetic on, but then you face the challenge. Like, if you can climb without dragging that extra weight, then, potentially you've got, some weight saving, so energy saving. But again, having your prosthetic on means that you can at least brace against something. If you needed to push, you've got like rubber on your toe and stuff like that. So yeah, that must be like some thing that helps you make the right or wrong decision? I don't know. It's beyond my scope of knowledge. Is it easier to climb with or without your prosthetic leg? There's some savage whips as they come off this thing. And they kind of, or like what I would describe it as, is you drop into a baby bouncer. And it's kind of a tactic if I'm doing a route and there's no gear next to me and I've got to go up, I might put some gear to the side. So if I drop, you end up dropping into like what we call it just looks like a baby bouncer where you used to hang the kids in the doorway and they bounce up and down. Probably not allowed to do that now. It's too risky, or summit like that. Oh, they didn't even get, poor person on the left didn't get to the little ledge. Yeah, so this guy is obviously a much higher leg amputee. So the other guy had I don't know whether he had it was above the knee, but he had a prosthetic on. I can't remember, but this guy is quite high, which that would be quite a leg to haul up. So yeah, for him it probably is easier. So I guess maybe that's the answer. Depending on where your amputation is whether it's lower leg, you just have a lower leg thing. I remember climbing with a friend of mine he's a friend, acquaintance, and I was out working. He was there with his girlfriend, and she came out, and again she was faffing about. Couldn't work out what the hell she was doing with her feet. Fortunately, I didn't say anything. And then she came up and realised that she didn't have she was a lower leg amputee. I think she's just had a kid, actually. So yeah, it's just incredible what people can do, and this lass it was horrible. She stepped on a piece of glass in her house and then got septic leg, basically, from the tiniest of little things, and they had to lop a leg off. So yeah, these things are, super emotional, isn't it? Of you wonder how they did it. Was it a car crash? Was it birth? Did they have a client? Oh yeah, horrendous. But they are incredible athletes. Let's just go listen to their blurb again.
Would really, really struggle to be competitive if we had to lead, but also getting caught up in that thing is so easy. I've got rope burn on my back from yesterday, from falling off sideways. Totally worth it.
Well, of course, yeah.
Gotta commit.
You athletes have just got zero self-preservation that goes on, which I really like to see. And apart from when it goes wrong, and then it's the worst thing ever. But I like the fact that you just go for it all the time.
I mean, you've got to. You're out here, you can't leave anything behind.
What a shot that is. That's a beautiful shot of just how steep the wall is.
You never know. Not just paraclimbers, but
lass with the one leg powering her way through it. Unfortunately, they're all kind of fixed cams, so yeah, they just. I guess it costs them less just to fix them up and get most of the wall in, and they can just you don't need camera operators and things like that.
Lucy skips that right leg over. There's Lucy. Easy does it. Chalking up, resting well through the sequence. There's red holds to come. We have not seen many people up towards that. Hard routes from the setters today. Good routes, good separation.
They look super fun, but wow, they look hard.
Are you hanging around in Innsbruck after this to train a bit, or are you heading back?
Unfortunately, we have to head back tomorrow, saving up time off for Korea, hopefully.
Of course, yeah. All right, and then on the right-hand side from Spain is Albert. he goes through the first section, not too hard, and then on the far left, we have Silhouette from France, I think. No, we don't, sorry. We can't actually see that. I think that's from, can't see quite yet on the left-hand side.
No,
Isabelle.
I think you were right.
Yes, I was right. No. Silhouette there from France underway. She's done the skywalk.
Oh, the Spanish guy on the right was like throwing himself about.
Quickly as well.
We've got another last person on the Chimmery on the left, on the green on the left.
Straight into finals in a solid position.
So this is obviously still more people from the upper
I have no idea actually.
limb. Yes, the guy on the right, this is like, he's only got like a tiny wee stump, so I don't know what he's put on the... He must have some sort of little rubber sock, maybe? I don't know. It would just, you know, just being able to put your foot on something rather than nothing. Oh, and dispatched from the centre. Oh yeah, this girl on the left's having the same issue with getting her foot out. Come on, match it, match it, match it. Match it. It's, yeah. If you've ever been in one of those situations where you're trying to stab your foot out onto a hold, it's, yeah. Oh, come on, yeah, she's done it, she's done it. She's going to get higher. This is, oh, go on, the Spanish guy's just been ejected. Yeah, this seems to be quite a place for, yeah. You know, sometimes it's hard to set routes, isn't it? You know, for able-bodied people. So trying to set a route for somebody who has a different body configuration to yourself, it's got to be desperate. I have to say, I quite like the look of the one on the left, though. It looks like it could be doable for a mortal like myself. Right, let's take that down a little bit.
If you're willing to suffer some conditions.
Right, I'm going to have to stop them there. Right, they're talking about Sheffield as one of the best climbing destinations in the world, or in the UK, and I don't even think it wins the UK. You got two types of rock. You've got gritstone and limestone. You come to North Wales, or, you know, you go to the northwest of Scotland and you've got lots of different rock types, but specifically Wales, we've got at least 9 different types of rock within like half an hour to an hour drive from here. We've got super adventurous sea cliffs, we've got less adventurous sea cliffs, we've got limestone, sport climbing, hard trad, easy trad, big mountain routes, small little routes. Yeah, the thing with Sheffield being the centre of British climbing is mainly because it's the biggest city near a lot of climbing. So if you go to, you know, like the Peak District and, you know, Yorkshire Grit are massive areas. But yeah, I'll have to disagree with that Sheffield thing, and it is it's I think they climb the BMC's like high performance climbing wing is based out of Sheffield. Again, quite good because at least it's in the middle of the country, but yeah, it just seems that Sheffield has just been this focal point, and I don't know why, just because people seem to like it.
Screen. There she is from Spain.
So for women's AL1, there's never been enough athletes for the category to run until here. This is the first time they've ever had a standalone final.
It's pretty cool, isn't it? It's truly groundbreaking for them doing this. And, you know, I think with the popularity of paraclimb, with the Olympics coming through, you know, we're not going to have trouble filling slots, I think.
Yeah.
Right, so the girl on the left over, where's middle? Is on that crux, seems to be doing really well. I don't know whether they've changed who's competing. The guy on the right's just, oh, that guy in the middle, he was throwing himself all over the place. Oh yeah, look at this. She's got higher than pretty much everybody else, I think. That's incredible. She's got 2 feet, so this is still like the upper body, I think. Come on, I want to see more. I want to see better than that. Can't work out what's.
And she chalks up strong from Capavella here. Finds the volume. She'll look forward to pulling up over this angle change.
Yeah, super strong. I think she's gone further than virtually everyone we've seen on this route. It's incredible.
The right hand. Crowd get behind her. She starts to rock up. Needs to chalk up and
she's got so high they don't actually have a camera angle on it by the looks of it. This
crosses in. This is so awkward here.
There we go. That's better. Look at that.
And there's a spotlight on the wall as well. That shows how things have come in a couple of hours. Pushes up with the right hand.
Oh, come on. That's it. You got this. Come on.
Face jam there.
I think it might be a cheeky face jam. You don't often see that.
No. Why? She's like right at the top and you've cut off. That is so annoying. Go back.
On the right-hand side, Andrea Wilson. And remember, this is campusing
Go back.
all the way through this section of
I want to see this lass.
Pavitra will be up next.
Come on.
And this is where the grind starts for our campusers. The angle changes here. It gets more steep, some big reaches.
Oh, she's still going up. She might get a top.
This is going to throw the gauntlet down for Selene Pioret, who will be the final athlete out. Keep an eye as well as Thierry Delarue in the middle.
They've got a spotlight on her. It's not really lighting her up though because it's middle of the day. Oh yeah, see that person on the right's just come off. Oh, I gutted for her. Let's see what they say.
Crossing underneath, finds the left hand. Quick work into these what's described to me as sort of jug-like crimps here, so you can get your fingers in behind them.
I like a juggy crimp.
I like a juggy crimp.
You take that over a sloper any day.
Yep. I think I prefer it to a jug, in all honesty. Like, I like that feeling.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, so this guy, he's obviously decided because his lower leg, he's got like his prosthetic is obviously not that big, so it's probably worth him taking the whole thing with him. But yeah, I've definitely seen some of my friends that have got like gammy ankles, or you know, they've ruined themselves over the year, climb in a similar style. Like even just something as like not being able to flex your ankle makes a massive difference in climbing. And this guy's just, yeah, doing well. I wonder if they're doing it in like the classic, like reverse order of, you know, so like the person that should be coming first is going to be the last out, which is why that we've seen that last get higher than everyone else. So yeah, will be interesting to see. Be very interesting to see.
Into the climbing commentary box here. He's just shouting her way through. Okay, well, we come back in 1 second. You just wait here. Can we have a little chat? Yeah, we can have a little chat. Okay, right, we're going to swap the headphones over here and just have a little chat. We're watching Thierry Delarue, though, on the top of his route. So, Lucia, Terry falls. Right, look, you are so excited, of course.
Sorry, yes, I've got a boost of adrenaline. I cannot.
I'm going to put the mic near your mouth there. Right, so Lucia, tell me about that run then.
Oh my great Scott. This is like, I'm going to have to kill this sound. Look at this person literally just doing one-armers up the bloody wall. I mean, get off the couch, Mark. Get off the couch. Oh my God. This is... I've not seen... Oh my...
For me to watch her.
And by the way, Pavita's got easily the high point here. She's miles above everyone else on this walk.
And she's got more to go.
Yeah, but
I mean,
She needs to not sit down on the job. Look, she's literally sat on that volume.
she wants the crowd behind her as well. Loses.
Yeah, she's like, this is the one thing I think that's quite good about
Right, Lucy, tell us about this move on
this
the
kind
left
of
side.
thing is you kind of get the people, like, getting the crowd behind them. She's just like, yep, I can keep doing this all day. I've sat on something incredible, absolutely yeah, I wonder, she must have some weird chest harness on. So most harnesses, guys, you have leg loops to stop you coming out the... The other person on the left is... Oh, I'm gutted for her. Gutted for her. What do they say?
I've taken enough of your time. Thank you so much. Enjoy.
Thank you for choosing me. I will enjoy any way of the podium. I mean, I don't care. I mean,
Silver or gold,
it
it doesn't matter.
so
Does it?
good to climb and stay here. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me in the commentary box. I'll see you soon. Well done. Congratulations.
So we're back on this one. It's just done the chimney. If it's in reverse order, this person should get past this section pretty easily. But again, I guess it's going to make... The other person had, I think, a gammy left. So, yeah. It's going to make a difference whether you've got a gammy left or gammy right arm with those reaching out moves. Oh, yeah. And they... just...
Is there anything specific you do? Is it? Oh, look at this from Selene Pirey. Unbelievable.
Oh, this last seemed to get a little bit higher than the last one. She's actually stood on these holds. The other one really struggled to kind of get your feet around. So yeah, she's going to have to bring her feet back so into balance. So too much was over to the right, so she was be hard to go. So yeah, sometimes it's really weird to go right. We have to move our body back left and then bring everything back underneath. Come on, this is amazing. And the guy on the right is doing the same as that last, but he's obviously paralyzed himself from the waist down because he's just got two skinny, withered legs. Just... I mean, they're super... Come on. Come on, get it. It's top. Oh, what a move from the top. I'm gutted for her. Absolutely gutted. Incredible, though. Incredible. I mean, I'm actually enjoying this, I think, more than I would able-bodied people, because it's like, yeah, somebody that's like amazing at the sport. It's amazing to watch, but it's loads of people doing the same problem. But because everyone's slightly different, they have to... How they're approaching each route is like really interesting, of like what yeah, the techniques are. is all different, and yeah, I might have to, if I do this again, I might have to do a little bit of research and actually have some notes so I can bore you with these individuals. Like, yeah, like their backstory is going to be incredible.
And that consistency, I mean, right, we've got 2 climbers to go. Oh no, sorry, 3 climbers to go here.
Okay, so this is another guy who has,
From Slovenia. Of course, the IFSC does go to Copper soon in Slovenia, but not for a Parrot World Cup. That's one of those.
yeah, this guy probably genuinely looks like he probably wouldn't be able to walk. This is, oh, yeah, we've had people that are sort of had very severe, either no legs, paralyzed. But you can just tell he's basically, all he's doing is he can lift his foot up and he dumps them on the hold. And then it's all fairly passive. He's, pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. It's just, yeah, well worth. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying it. If not, you don't have to be here. But
Yes, they are move as a big unit around the world, these guys.
It would be cool to have a paracomp in Slovenia.
It would be, wouldn't it? I think that'd be cool. Have you ever seen the wall in Copper?
No.
It's proper special. Like, if you think this is good, you wait and see Copper. Really, really cool. And new feature as well.
come on.
Got a similar kind of interesting angles.
Come on.
Just the comp wall.
Allez! Allez!
Well, evening has set in here as we come up to 7:43. Oh, a little hesitation there from him. He's okay, has managed to recover himself. Same category as Angelina Zella, who will be up later on. Gets those feet into a kind of horizontal position. Won't be able to put really much weight through those feet. And he finds the 360 pockets and in with the left. This is good from him. Score ticking away on the left. You can see 42, so he moves up into provisional gold. Little adjustment. Twisting, falling on that sequence. But he will leave himself in a very good position for a potential medal here with just 2 to go. I mean, guaranteed a medal with that performance then. Back down to the ground. The wheelchair awaits. And this is a confirmation of that Olympia Gray's 44.
I mean, that's incredible, isn't it? Like,
who had in the commentary box and in silhouette. In
well, I
third,
think it is.
the
Gets
25
to
plus
nearly the
Chris
top of the
Lynn.
wall.
You see it quite a long way
Gets to
out.
nearly the top of the wall, and then
I mean, look,
pumps to
that's
the ground, and they have to wheelie wheelchair him.
this is your category. When you
Get off the couch,
much
Mark.
Motivation or sort of a bit of fear for you looking at that?
Oh, so much motivation. It's not fear. We all kind of expect.
Right.
that
While you're just watching the last of this, I am going to put the kettle on. Going to put
those two are
my
gonna
oven
be
on
really tough.
and get ready to do some food.
Challenge, isn't it? Like, you've got something to aim for, something
yeah.
to go with. It's a bit like Yanya when she was like totally dominant doing all the comps. You know, everyone's just excited to keep up with her and learn.
From watching those two and for everyone else in the category as well. I've had people in previous comps say, "Oh, I watched what you did on this route, and then I did the same thing. Thanks for the beta."
Exactly right. Markus Posendorfer from Austria. There will be one last chance after this for the Austrian crowd to shout. And Gina Zeller, our final athlete out on stage. He often seems to be with the way the categories that have come.
Bam, 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 bam.
Especially in front of a home crowd.
Yeah, spectacular, isn't it? Although Pavitra earlier on as well, incredible from her. What a performance. Well,
She merged with the Ben in Salt Lake and still ended up on.
Let's see what this guy's like. Again.
Right, so he launches his way upwards now. I doubt this man is going to pull.
He's in a race against the clock, isn't he?
Campuses his way through this section. The speed.
I don't think even at my very, very best, I could have,
A lot of campus climbers
done
have
that.
bags with them because stopping to chalk's really hard for them.
And I've definitely tried. I can remember when we was at the old beacon,
Yeah, so they've had
trying to hand over hand, just basically what we call campusing, because you're just like hoots, hoots, hoots. And yeah, I didn't get to the top of the wall, and that's like probably I think it was only like 10 meters, if that. Whereas this is like massive. Come on.
Jibs to be had. Those hands are going to be burning now. This is that resting I was talking about. Left arm stretched out, putting the weight down into the back muscles rather than the biceps. Crosses through with the right.
Yeah, he's pretty rinsed now, I reckon. Come on. Come on, my Austrian friend. Come on. Oh my God, how is he hanging on to that? Come on. Come on.
Time in his run to breathe, and he falls there. We'll have to wait and see the updated results. But it's in a very similar position to Matej before. And there it is. And Marcus does jump above. 44 compared to Matej's 43 plus.
So close.
So he's guaranteed a silver at this point. Only Angelina Zella to come. It's going to be an exciting end to our competition here, as Marcus will celebrate with his home crowd. And there we go, taking a moment to acknowledge them, and they are in good form out there. It's absolutely packed here at the Theatercentrum. And the shades now providing a little bit of relief for everyone. They had to suffer through some temperatures out there earlier on.
It's one of the few times all week that I've been in nice temperature.
Well, right now you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool right now. It's lovely. Okay, everyone. Well, the final moments of our paraclimbing competition here in Innsbruck. Angelina Zella is about to come onto the stage. And remember, if you are just joining us and you missed the action, you can catch up on some of the highlights in the World Climbing Club, which will be available sometime tomorrow morning on the IFSC's YouTube channel. We have an interview with the first Icelandic athlete, a little chat with one of our route setters, and of course the results from today. And there Marcus gets to watch. It's always strange, isn't it? You know, you want your teammate to do well, but part of you kind of wants them to fall off as well, so you can get that gold medal. It's a weird position to be in.
I've never had a teammate in my category.
It doesn't matter whether it's a competition or not. You always want your mate to fall off.
We've had a few come and go nationally, but
There's something to be said about the ability to burn your mate off. It sounds like that this guy who's just done this is his team. Yeah, Austrian guy. Austria have had a very strong both climbing and paraclimbing teams over the years.
Liquid chalk dry and gets clipped in. I don't know who I back here, because Marcus looks so strong out on the mats.
It must be very bizarre to have somebody clip you in. It's like, you know, fully competent. That's this guy's gonna. Yeah, I can.
It's coming closer, isn't it? Yeah.
I can remember years ago working in a swimming pool with a guy who had, you know, fallen out of a helicopter doing something. Not to everyone's cup of tea, and you know he'd be in the swim. He'd go for a swim in the gym. Like, yeah, I've never seen anyone train as much as he did, and you know, I think he did the occasional like wheelchair race, but he was just more about just keeping his body fit. You know, he was. I think he was ex-Australian or South African Special Forces. I can't remember. It was you know, it was back in the 90s, if that gives you an idea, like early 90s at that. But yeah, these people that are often thrown a curveball, like there's the Cabot Trust, I think, in the Lake District, and I think they go other places, but they do a lot of stuff with paraplegic. They sort of like do like the Backup Trust is another place, and often people that have had a spinal cord injury that doesn't happen from birth. What happens is they end up giving themselves an injury because they've done something particularly not stupid, particularly adventurous. So like the Culvert Trust, they used to have like these quad sort of full suspension downhill kind of off-roading wheelchairs. What they found was that the people that using them were absolutely crazy. Like, you know, you go to somebody that's got a spinal injury, you be careful on that. You know, they've basically, the people that have maybe paralyzed themselves in a motorcycle accident or a climbing accident, so they've got like this idea that they do a lot of adventure sports, and yeah, they just end up
Well, as we will
just pushing themselves. And so on this Calvert Trust, they're just like these people on these quad downhill things were just like, yeah, no brakes, guys, because what's the worst that can happen? I break my back. Yeah, really super inspiring to watch. Let's just see what they're saying now.
And Isabella, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was lovely to hear you, and I'm all my fingers crossed for world champs for you later on in the year if
Thank
you
you.
qualify.
Thank
Do
you
when
so
will you
much.
find out if you do?
I'm not sure, but it should be fairly soon.
So look at this moment here. Two teammates congratulate themselves in the middle of the stage. Fist pumping. I'll be talking about this, and then yeah, really cool to see that community. So I'm sorry I interrupted you. When will we find out? Or will you
I
find
don't
out?
know for sure, but it should be pretty soon, I think.
Okay, awesome. Well, I hope to see you in Seoul. Well, you'll be there anyway with your teammates. So thank you so much.
Might be joining you back here.
You're more
if
than
not.
welcome. Come back and join me. Thank you
you
so
so
much,
much.
Isabella. See you later. Well, we will wait for the final confirmation of all the results here. And congratulations to all of the athletes who are competing. Here they are. Rosalie takes victory for women's AU3, 33, beating Paula's 28 plus. Oriane in third, 27 plus for her. And then Kevin Bartek. Now, there was a bit of confusion over this. But Kevin takes gold over Bryant in silver medal position. I think it was an appeal. Came down to time, it looks like, there for the decider. And then Isaac Ripman in third, bronze medal for him, and Eduardo in fourth after that from Brazil, down on 36. Next category, men's AU3. Bence takes victory there over Dominic.
Right, I'm gonna fade him out. It's gonna, all of the results are gonna come up. I just wanted to say thank you to if you came and you listened to this waffling idiot. It was just that I saw it was on as I finished some stream earlier on. Came into it a bit late, but yeah, I'll definitely try and get some more paraclimbing stuff done. I did think about doing like some watch parties for the IFC stuff because sometimes it's really expensive. I went to watch the American one. It's like I had to like join some streaming site. Yeah, some weird, not only fans, but like almost as weird. So yeah, I just hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, you don't have to stay around and watch. That's the best thing about this, and you can just go find something else. But this helps me waffle on, waffle. So yeah, thank you very much.